What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here. I'm back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Vince McMahon is happy with the current product, the real reason why WWE hasn't granted Mustafa Ali his release, Bray Wyatt angry over a tweet, WWE deletes a John Cena tweet, Chris Jericho teasing a WWE return, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now that's the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at Vince happy with the current WWE product. Now topping today's news is a report that WWE Kingpin Vince McMahon thinks there's nothing wrong with the current WWE product. PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting that in his mind, he doesn't think anything is wrong. We're told he pushes and presents what he likes and wants, and nothing else makes a dent in that vision. That's why the shows are presented the way they are, and that's why nothing is going to change anytime soon, if ever. While WWE fans, and more importantly former fans, continue to criticize WWE's booking, including its failure to create new stars and Raw's continued deterioration from its status as WWE's flagship show, the WWE's recent ridiculously large revenue and profit numbers likely keep Mr. McMahon from thinking anything is amiss with the WWE product. When you add in the circle of sycophants who tell him what a great job he's doing, as well as Vinnie Mac's reputation for thinking he knows what the fans want better than they do, is it any wonder he hasn't changed anything at all? While there are signs of the WWE product failing to meet the fans' expectations, such as a decline in ticket sales and lowered ratings, the argument can be made that WWE has shifted the focus of its business to providing content for its streaming partner as well as TV networks. If so, it's easy to understand why Vince would think everything is going well for the most part. Although we reported last week Vince did book megastars for the upcoming Madison Square Garden show over concerns about poor ticket sales, the WWE is still making mountains of money. What do you guys think? Should Vince McMahon be concerned about WWE's creative aspect, or should the WWE impressive financial numbers speak for themselves? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, the real reason why WWE hasn't released Mustafa Ali. A WWE superstar Mustafa Ali is none too happy with the WWE having requested his release from the company for what he sees as its poor use of him. While the WWE has granted a few releases of late, it continues to refuse Ali's request, but why? While Fightful Sean Ross Sapp reports that his site has learned via WWE sources that the term value was used in the reasoning behind keeping Mustafa Ali under contract. He's not been brought back to TV since an argument with Vince McMahon over creative direction. Despite those two things, as of now, we're told there are no working plans in creative for Mustafa Ali, which could certainly change at any moment. While the idea of WWE having plans for Ali seemed comical given his absence from television, the WWE did have two promising storylines for Ali, including the SmackDown Hacker storyline and Ali's work as the leader of the rogue faction known as Retribution. The problem, of course, was that the WWE failed to follow up with these two storylines. Do you think they're just playing mind games with Ali, or do they really think that he has something to offer? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Bray Wyatt angry over a tweet. A Wyndham Rotunda, aka former WWE superstar Bray Wyatt, had a harsh reply for a recent tweet from Louis Dangoor. Dangoor tweeted a list of all the former Universal Champions Roman Reigns has defeated during his current reign, listing Bray Wyatt's name. Rotunda wasn't holding back when he replied, "Take my name off that shit." Now the narrative Dangoor appears to have been going for ties in with Reigns' upcoming match against former Universal Champion Bill Goldberg at the Elimination Chamber. It's worth mentioning that not only did Reigns fail to defeat The Fiend, as Reigns won the belt in a triple threat match by pinning Braun Strowman, the Tribal Chief also failed to defeat former Universal Champion Seth Rollins when the two clashed at last month's Royal Rumble, as Rollins did win by DQ. Rollins has had some fun with this as well, calling Dangoor's report fake news. Next up, WWE forced to retape SmackDown segment. Fans attending the taping for the 18th February edition of SmackDown may see a different looking contract signing segment than the one that they watched. During a recent episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Bryan Alvarez asked Dave Meltzer if he saw the segment where Ronda Rousey rammed Charlotte Flair's head into the table in a less than convincing way. As noted by Wrestling News' Paul Davis, "I didn't see the clip, I heard it was terrible. I heard they were going to edit it out though." Alvarez noted that the head slamming spot is critical to their angle, so it would be tough to edit out the botch, but Meltzer added, "They'll figure out a way." Now if you've been keeping up with our news videos, you know the WWE pre-taped this Friday's SmackDown to allow the Blue Brand superstars plenty of time to get to Saudi Arabia for Saturday's Elimination Chamber event. Next up, Chris Jericho teasing a WWE return? Is Chris Jericho returning to WWE? While the former superstar seems happy in AEW, he apparently hasn't forgotten about Kevin Owens' shocking betrayal and beatdown on him 5 years ago. KO changed his Twitter profile to show the infamous Festival of Friendship segment where Owens laid out Jericho. Jericho responded, "I haven't forgotten, Owens. You never know when you'll see me again." Was that a hint that Jericho could be returning one day? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Booker T talks WWE's big plans for a current Raw superstar. Booker T is claiming that he has inside information on WWE's plans for a current Raw superstar, plans which could mean a huge push. Speaking on his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker commented, "I'm going to tell you right now, I've got an inside source. I got an inside source that they're building Bobby Lashley to be something special over the next 2 to 3 years. I'm not asleep on Bobby Lashley and what he's going to be doing here in the future in WWE. The Almighty has enjoyed a huge push over the last 2 years, so it's difficult to imagine what could be bigger than the 2-time WWE Championship reigns he's had along with his dominance in the ring. What do you think could be next for Lashley? Let us know in the comments down below." Next up, WWE deletes a John Cena tweet. It looks like a recent WWE tweet regarding John Cena didn't get the response WWE was counting on. Now, in case you missed it, Super Bowl 56's halftime show featured a variety of rappers and hip-hop performers including Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar and Eminem. Apparently someone in WWE's social media department was inspired by the music and harkened back to John Cena's days as the Dr. Thugonomics. Sportster reported on the situation, noting, "While the halftime show was ongoing, WWE tweeted a video of John Cena's Dr. Thugonomics theme, adding that the performance had them feeling like John Cena." The article went on to say, "The tweet got a lot of attention and not in a good way, so much in fact that it was swiftly removed from WWE's timeline. As in the case with anything in the present day, there is no deleting something anymore." The complaints about the tweet range from it being insulting that Cena would be compared to some of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time, to more serious accusations pertaining to WWE comparing a performance celebrating black music to their white wrestlers' rap gimmick. I don't know, I don't think it was that deep. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Miro talks sketchy reason for his WWE release. Miro, aka former superstar Rusev, had some interesting things to say about his 2021 release, including what sounds like some sketchy circumstances regarding his release. The former TNT champion discussed the situation on the Kurt Angle podcast, revealing his feelings about being let go. I was so happy, like I kinda lost it for 30 seconds. The whole pandemic thing was happening and we were just trying to fight for some kind of rights, because it's not right that we had to fly every week to television in all these circumstances without anybody caring. I just didn't think it was right. We were in a little group text that got leaked out to the office. Somebody leaked that we were doing this. Based on Miro's conversations, it sounds like several wrestlers were upset with WWE's COVID-19 safety protocols, or lack of them. It's not even a plot, we're just talking among ourselves. How can we bring that to the office? It leaked out that we were on it, and I think a few days later I was released. I lost it for a little bit because I was more concerned about the health and safety protocol. I got released, but I was so happy because I knew right away that I'm gonna go and do what I can do. I never had any doubts how good I am, and if your company doesn't appreciate me, I'm gonna find a different company that does. Miro discussed his time in NXT and how the late great Dusty Rhodes paired him with his future wife CJ Perry, aka Lana. Miro also mentioned how Triple H worked hard to make sure Rusev and Lana worked together, with Miro noting she helped him get over. While AEW's roster is getting more crowded with more and more wrestlers entering the promotion, don't be surprised to see Miro in the title hunt again soon. Whether or not his wife CJ Perry joins him in AEW remains to be seen. And finally, The Rock appears at Super Bowl. Last but not least, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson appeared at Super Bowl 56, rallying the hometown fans for their Los Angeles Rams against the challengers, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Rock had fun with his catchphrase, saying, "Finally, the Super Bowl has come back to Los Angeles," with rumors of The Rock possibly wrestling at WrestleMania 39, which will be held at the SoFi Stadium. Could this be a warm-up for the long-rumored dream match between him and his cousin Roman Reigns? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.